Hi, this is Tatiana from Tatiana Math Resources. We're going to be looking at matrices, multiplying a matrix by another matrix. Our objectives are, we're first going to define a matrix, determine the order of a matrix, multiply a 2 by 2 by another 2 by 2, then multiply a 2 by 2 by a 2 by 1. Here we have a definition of a matrix. It is a square or rectangular array of numbers, expressions, or symbols arranged in rows and columns. So we describe a matrix by having the number of rows times the number of columns. In this case, this matrix has 1 row, 2 rows, 1 column. So we describe this matrix as a 2 by 1, the number of rows times the number of columns. Here we have 3 matrices, A, B, and C, and we're asked to multiply A by B. How we do this is we multiply the row in the first matrix by the first column in the second matrix. So that's going to give us 0 by 5 plus 1 by 9. Then we multiply that same row by the second column in the second matrix. 0 by 2, 1 by 4. Then we come down, we multiply the second row in the first matrix by the first column in the second matrix. That's 7 by 5 and 8 by 9. That same row by the second column in the second matrix. 7 by 2 and 8 times 4. That is going to give us 0 times 5 is 0 and 1 times 9 is 9. 0 times 2 is 0 plus 1 times 4. 7 5s are 35. 8 times 9 is 72. And then 7 2s are 14. And 8 times 4 is 32. We're going to add all of that and we're going to get 9, 4, 107, 46. Now here we're going to identify the rules associated with multiplying 2 matrices. Rule for multiplying 2 matrices: the number of columns, which is the first matrix, equals to the number of rows in the second matrix. So it's a m by n times a n by p. So your result matrix, the size of that or the order of that matrix is going to be a m by 2. And we're going to see that here in this example. Here we have matrix X, which is a 2 by 2, and we're multiplying it by a 2 by 1. So again, first row, first matrix, by the first column in the second matrix. And that is going to give us 1 times 8 plus negative 1 times 8. Then we're going to look at the second row in the first matrix by the same column, because it only has 1 column. So negative 5 times 8 plus 2 times 8. And that is going to give us 1 times 8 is 8. And a negative 1 times 8 will give us a negative 8. Negative 5 times 8 is negative 40. Plus 2 8s are 16. We're going to get a total of 0. Negative 40 plus 16 is negative 24. Remember, we multiplied a 2 by 2 by a 2 by 1. So that's the m in the yellow box, m times n times n times p. So we're going to get a 2 by 1 matrix in this case. And we did get that, 2 by 1 matrix. This is Tatiana from Tatiana Math Resources. Stay tuned for more.